Hey, how's it going, everybody? Good morning or good afternoon, depending on what time it is that you're watching this video. Ryan here, and welcome back to the channel. Hope you all are having a wonderful day in the final week and the final few days leading up to the Animal Crossing 2.0 update. It's been a long time since I've done one of these kind of just let's play Animal Crossing and chill podcast style videos. It's been a while since I've actually sat down and did some work on the island and talked to you guys, but with the 2.0 update coming out in only a few days, I figured what a better opportunity for me to not only put in some work on the island, but also kind of talk to you guys about my thoughts on the update. I haven't really done that since, I guess, the direct came out a few weeks ago, as well as do a little bit of work. I know I said I probably wasn't going to do any work on this island anymore until Nintendo decided to have a hold my beer moment and introduce tons of new features. I guess without further ado, kick back, relax, and if you're new to this channel or new to this, I guess, Animal Crossing and Chill series, it's basically just like an Animal Crossing Let's Play that's kind of disguised as a podcast. So regardless, hope everyone enjoys. But we have some work that we're going to be doing here this morning. I need to move my museum section. I've done quite a bit of kind of thought in regards to how I want the overall aesthetic of the island to be once it's introduced farming. And the museum section being in the upper right-hand corner doesn't really work out for me anymore, considering the fact that Brewster is now going to be part of the museum and just the roost in general. So with that in mind, what I wanted to do was I really wanted to move the museum to behind Resident Services Center, which is kind of why I started the video off in that particular section, to kind of show off like, hey, this is this is going to be where we're starting. So with the museum moving to behind Resident Services, it means that I'm now going to have this gigantic section in the upper right hand corner that's going to have almost nothing. And with that in mind, that is the location of where I've decided to be the farm. Now, I don't really have a lot of stuff for the farm currently. I know that generally speaking, for a farm, a lot of people like to do a lot of simple panel farm designs. Silos is obviously a big thing, barbed wire fencing, and then just general kind of like layout planning and stuff for all the different crops that we're going to be getting. I don't exactly know how many crops there are going to be. I'm sure someone will let me know in the comments section down below, but I think from what I've seen, it's somewhere between 5 and 6. It might be more, might be less, it might be on the nose. I have no idea. But with that huge section basically being available now, I've decided to once again move the museum, but the rock garden also needs to be moved as well. And then I just need to basically flatten that whole section to make room for the farm. And I'll kind of show you guys what I plan on doing for the rock garden whenever we get there. In addition to that, I do need to do, speaking of farming, I do need to make a kitchen for my interior, which is once again something I didn't think I would ever have to do. If I'm being completely honest, and we'll kind of talk about the update here and more of my more elaborate thoughts on it, I guess. I think the 2.0 update was very surprising to a lot of people. I think it's very interesting and funny how Blathers being the most requested thing to be added to the game not only was in the first like 3 minutes of a 20-minute long direct, but also appeared to be the least the least important or least sought after thing in the update once the update was actually finished. I didn't live stream the reaction. I did post a video of the reaction, and I think just from that video you can tell that everything beyond Brewster was beyond any sort of wild expectations that I could have possibly had for the update. And so with the addition of cooking now, I have to remodel my kitchen and stuff like that. And so this is already going to be posing a problem here unless we move it over here. So in case you're wondering as well, when you move buildings and stuff, it automatically uproots everything that was that it's taking its place. So trees will get, I think, moved to the recycling bin as long as with pretty much every single item. So this is the location where I've decided to put the museum. And I haven't quite decided whether or not I want to remove this pond or move it around or make it smaller or what have you. But initially, this looks kind of strange. But I think that's only really because of the fact that all of this stuff has been here for so long. So I think what I'm going to do is I want to make more room back here. I want to be able to see it more or less in regards to where things are going to go. But while I'm doing that, I did already order the Happy Home Paradise DLC. I decided against getting the online expansion thing. I've heard varying degrees of criticisms of the online expansion, and I've seen varying degrees of things that make it, unfortunately, not really worth it for me at this point. I've heard that some of the audio has been really laggy for some games. I hear the online capabilities of some of them is not that great. Same thing with just the overall visuals of some of them as well. I guess some games didn't port as well as people hoped that they would have. And so with that in mind, I'm going to go ahead and pass on the extended online expansion for the Nintendo Switch and simply just get Happy Home Paradise. In addition to that, in case you didn't know, if for whatever reason you use Happy Home Paradise through online through the online expansion, if you cancel your subscription at any time, unfortunately, you don't get to continue to play Happy Home Paradise. You either have to renew your subscription again at the $50 plan or buy the expansion outright. So went ahead and just bought it outright, and it's downloaded and ready to go for I think this Thursday is when it comes out for us here in the US, but we'll see. So this already looks a lot better being in this location. I'm not going to try to think about it too much. I am simply going to move it, and then I guess I will think about it afterwards. And then if we have to move it again, then by all means we certainly will. But you know, one of the things that I like to do whenever I design my island, which is again something I haven't done in a while, is try to make a lot of fast decisions. Try not to think about things too much. Otherwise, the only thing you're going to do is you're going to regret and doubt a lot of the things that you change on your island. So the museum moving here is actually, it actually looks pretty good. I might have to maybe fill in this cliff, or I can maybe even leave it like as a little Easter egg area. If someone comes back here, I can probably put something back there, but we'll see. So that's the museum area. And then if we go back to the museum area, obviously nothing's going to be changed at this point, but the idea is to, I guess, really even just like destroy this bridge or remove it, and then flatten everything else out here. Once this is gone, I'll remove these cliffs and stuff like that, which I guess I can probably go ahead and do right now. The faster that I can see things, the more confident I will be in making some of these changes. But yeah, I mean, so many things about the update I'm really, really excited for. I get questions all the time about which part of the update it is that I'm the most excited for. And it's so hard to choose, honestly, even just one little thing. Besides Brewster, like I said before, it blew, I think, most of our expectations out of the water. If you've already been out of the game for a while and none of that stuff looks interesting to you, I do think that there's really nothing else that can be done. I think even Nintendo has come out to basically say that they are no longer going to be providing any other DLCs to the game, major, minor, or otherwise. I know that the biggest distinction when it comes to the free content, though, is the difference between free and minor. Or, I'm sorry, not free and minor, major and minor. The trailer did say the last free major update, but if I remember correctly, I think there might even be some things online nowadays that say that this isn't the last free major update, it's the last free update period. So I can't quite remember if this is all the support that this game is going to be getting from here on out. But if that ends up being the case, then there's a lot to do here for, I would say, the next year or so. And I can't remember if you can terraform with flowers up top. I believe not, so I'm going to go ahead and remove these just in general here. And my biggest fear, of course, with always doing this stuff is that I'm going to end up hating every single thing about this, but I think that's okay. So if you've been following this channel for a while as well, might as well go ahead and talk about this while I have the opportunity and while I'm thinking about it. We do have now 8 of the 10 koalas. Faith is coming this Friday, and then, of course, we still have Canberra to move in with the amiibo card that I have, so we'll be doing that whenever Friday rolls around. I do have pre-orders out for the amiibo cards at my local Best Buy here, but I don't know when I'm going to be getting that in. I think I've even seen some people finding it at their Targets, and depending on who's working that day, they may be able to pick them up. But I think generally speaking, most Targets you go to won't let you buy them in case someone has accidentally put them out. And yeah, that's what I figured. So gotta clear this out first. Oops. I haven't done terraforming in so long. This is like, it's actually kind of awkward. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just really excited for the update, just in general. I still don't really quite know the first thing I'm gonna do. I think, if anything, the first thing that I have to do is Brewster. It's like I said, it's one of the biggest parts of the update that everyone's been asking for so long. And I don't know. It just feels like, why would you do anything but Brewster? We've been asking for it for for a very long time. So I'll probably do Brewster, and then I'll probably I don't know. I'll probably check out Captain's Island. Not Captain's Island, the Mysterious Islands, or whatever they're calling it. With Captain, I still need to go to Harv's Island so I can start submitting bells for the different carts for all the NPCs and stuff like that. So day one of the update's going to be it's going to be a lot going on, and I'm excited to share that experience with everyone here on the channel as well. So whenever that comes around, expect a lot of updates and a lot of videos regarding it. Okay, and this is something. Oh man, it's been so long since I've heard that noise. To be honest, though, I don't really know. Like, now that I'm here, now that I'm like kind of talking about it as well, and it's so hard to think while I'm doing terraforming, but try my best. I'm kind of blanking out on my thoughts right now. I think my overall excitement for the update is overall just way too great. I cannot honestly think of anything to say about it other than finally, you know, it's about time, and I'm so glad that this game is finally getting the support that everyone's been looking for. And again, I don't know how long that's going to last, but still. Okay. So this was the idea for this section here. The museum's going to be gone. Oh, last item here. And then, so originally the idea was to maybe put the museum, leave it there, but then put a farm over here, or even just go across this way and then put a farm over here. I cannot wait to finally have incline or bridges over here when we get our extra ones. But what I've decided overall is, because this area has kind of been kind of a non-area for a while, this is the area that I'm decided to go ahead and place the rock garden as well. So I'm going to create kind of like a little entryway, maybe using these stepping stones as a basis still. And then what I want to do is I want to place the rock garden instead of this gigantic pond here leading into a waterfall. I would just kind of indent it a little bit, put the rock garden here in the middle, and then have waterfalls surrounding it. So I'm not quite sure how that's going to look. It sounds good on paper, and it means that the rock garden still, you know, has a place here on the island. But how much room it's going to take up is going to yet to be seen. But it should be fine. And then for this kind of stuff, I think I'm just going to go ahead and start fresh and act like this is just completely flat and kind of build up around it as well. Prepping wise for the update, I really haven't been doing much. I've really only been trying to collect as many Nook miles as possible. When I was doing my Filbert hunt, I had purchased a lot of tickets on my own before being kindly donated a ton of tickets from folks of the wonderful community. And getting rid of Filbert, by the way, is going to be one of the hardest things to do. It was so hard to find Filbert. 500 plus tickets later, I think, is what it was, and we finally did, only to get rid of him mere months later. But this all Koala Island that we've been getting thus far has been quite a joy to run around and see them running around. So not too many regrets, unfortunately. Sorry, Filbert. Getting the rock garden to be moved here, by the way, took so much work. I'm not sure exactly how long it's going to take me to do this time around, but it should be fairly easy. Once I was able to place down all the correct clear patterns on the floor last time, I was able to get the rock garden completed fairly quickly. So hopefully it doesn't take too long this time around. But if I remember correctly, the rock garden in the particular pattern that I have it right now is kind of in a 5x5 area. So being able to move it here shouldn't be that bad. My biggest concern would be more or less the placement and size of the waterfalls, but that's really not that big of a deal. And I apologize for these moments of me not talking. The terraforming parts of the game are just, in my opinion, for some reason, this is actually quite therapeutic, which is kind of strange. It's just demolition, destruction, but for some reason, being able to, I don't know, bring down all the cliffs and stuff in just a couple of motions, and then the music and the audio, just it's nice to listen to. So I apologize for that. So we'll go over here, we'll get rid of this, and then we've already been going for a while now. It feels like I really haven't done much, but you know, we really have when you think about it. We've moved our museum. I might time travel to the future just one day to, you know, maybe see how it looks, and then I think that'll be, yeah, I think that's what we'll do. We'll travel one day in the future and we'll see how the museum looks, and maybe we'll start planning the pathing. I'll probably shrink down that pond a little bit, and we can kind of see how we feel about it. So let me place down another flower so I can pick this fence up. But this is, yeah, so this is where the rock garden is going to go. Looking at it now, it should be good. I don't see any reason why not. I could probably put down just a quick 5x5 thing here. So here is, I would say, that's incorrect. So if we do the middle, this is where that one little tablet is. And then there's another rock that goes like right here. And then another one here. Yeah, it's just a very rough outline. But yeah, this will be good. The 5x5 rock garden will be here, and then we can put cliffs up here, leading down into a waterfall, and it'll just kind of look like a little cove or something, which is great. So that's good. We'll do that. We'll do that sometime later on in the future. But for now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and time travel to the future one day, and we'll see how the museum looks right here. So give me 1 second. All right, next day. Let's see how it looks. Wow, that's actually interesting to see it over here instead of the park. I don't know why, but I actually really, really like how it looks right here, and I'm glad that it didn't destroy too much of the path. I have to obviously remove this section here, but otherwise, I think it actually looks pretty good here, especially all things considered. The path, like, winding around to like meet at the entrance is actually really, really cool. I do need to fix up some of this though, which is fairly simple. If you've never seen me work on the path before, much faster to go through your custom designs and do it this way and display it on the ground than to use the brush on the Island Designer app and then constantly have to keep switching back between which one you're using. And so much easier to do it that way, but this is being a bit of a pain right now. But overall, I mean, this looks really, really good, actually. I'm really, really pleased with the placement of the museum, and I guess I'll just fix that later. So coming out of Resident Services Center like this, there's a museum, go in, and then there's the Roost and Brewster right there, so that's actually really awesome. I didn't think I would like it that close to these houses, like mine in particular, but I think it's actually really cool. And this, of course, I can already see the farm that's going to be placed here. This is actually a lot more room than I thought it was going to be, so maybe if anything I can keep this bridge here, maybe separate something a little bit further, and then maybe just bring this closer. But once I have that rock garden moved, it's going to be significantly smaller as well. Yeah, this is something that I will work on significantly at a later time. Unfortunately, like I said before, I don't really have a lot of the items to build what I feel would be an appropriate, or not appropriate. That's kind of assumptive that there means that there's a right, wrong way to do it. I don't really have the necessary kind of items yet to make a farm, at least a farm that I want. So I don't, for example, have silos built. I don't have a lot of custom designs for patterns and stuff like that. So that's something that I'll probably work on a little bit later. It may not happen before the update. It may happen after the update, but I know that I need to do that as well as make a kitchen sometime, within the next couple of weeks or so. And that rock garden is going to be moved sometime soon as well. So otherwise, I think I'll go ahead and call it for today's little video. I just wanted to kind of make a video to talk to you guys about the update a little bit, my thoughts on it. Regardless of how inextensive it was, I was just so focused and excited to get this island ready for the update that I really just wanted to spend some time this morning to make one of these videos. It's been such a long time since I have, and we're basically done with the koala villager hunt until this Friday anyway. And all the koala houses, by the way, on the island are looking fantastic. I will be posting an updated dream address once we have not only all the koalas, but once the designing for the island has been basically completed, with the rock garden being moved and the farm being built up as well. So keep an eye out for that. As much as it's weird to think about the fact that only a few months ago I thought that I was basically done with designing, Nintendo adding all these new features to bring not only myself and a ton of people back, I think is actually wonderful. So for now, that'll do it for this particular video. I just want to say thank you all so much for all the support. We've made a ton of new friends here on the channel over the last couple of weeks, and I just wanted to say welcome to all of those. I appreciate you guys stopping by the channel. And if you are new to this channel, even just as you're watching this video, be sure to like the video and subscribe for more updates on this island and more Animal Crossing videos in the future when the update finally drops and we can finally all start seeing all this new stuff for the game. So thank you all very much for watching. I appreciate it. I do stream this game every now and again on Twitch. The villager hunts happen there all the time, and I might be doing some design streams later on in the future as well. So links to all that stuff is in the description down below. Until next time, everybody, thank you all so much for hanging out. I appreciate it. Y'all are wonderful. I hope you guys are ready for the update like I am. It's going to be a good time. We'll have a lot of fun. Thank you so much, everybody. Take care, and I will see you next time. Bye now.